podcast. It's a very long job title. It seems to be a feature where I work at Lundbeck, but working at eyeforpharma has actually been a fantastic education for me. The entire business is built on content. Everything you see here is content. The stuff that you see receiving emails is content. They have reports, articles, and everything. In terms of what I learned there, more than anything else, the best thing that I got was to ask the right question to customers. And I think in terms of consistency to content marketing, the way they develop their agendas at eyeforpharma is almost distilling all the answers to the questions that they ask all of their customers, narrow that down, and create agenda points. So I'm guessing the question here is, how do you create consistency across markets? But I'm not sure if that is if the click will work, the right question. I think when we look at Coca-Cola, I think until recently, we all know that they were the most recognizable brand in the world. They've been taken over by both Apple and Google. And there's a little bit of consistency there, as you can see. You can recognize them everywhere. In the different countries, there's a little bit of variation. How they decided upon that, I don't know. But we can say that they are definitely consistent. In terms of consistency as a buzzword, it has quite a bit of legitimacy, I would say. Multi-channel marketing, inconsistency. If you look at the guy that's smiling on the left over there, his name is Hugh Wilson, an academic that purely looks at multi-channel marketing and how consistency and customer experience can impact the business. He did a study with Lexus and another consultant, and they realized that consistency is actually really important. Even if you're not working for Lexus, you should consider it because it has an impact on your bottom line. We also see that McKinsey have released this 3 C's of customer satisfaction: consistency, consistency, consistency. And we all know that if you say something 3 times, it's really, really important. So I think we can all agree that consistency is important when it comes to marketing. So when we look at the benefits, I did a little bit of research on this and looking at some of the papers that are out there, not just from McKinsey, but other companies that are looking at consistency across channels. And you can see that everybody highlights there's efficiencies and cost savings in content generation if you create it at the global level, and then hopefully it goes down and the affiliates love it. There is a strong identity of the brand and consistency of experience across markets, and which is also quite nice. Whoever is traveling will know that it's the same brand across different markets. And you get to talk about eyeforpharma Barcelona when you have consistency, which is nice. But if you actually go down to the affiliate level, where people are really implementing and they know their customers, I think the answers you get to all of these is, number 1, I don't care. I want the best for my customers when it comes to efficiencies and cost savings. It's not about whether this is cost efficient for global, it's whether it's the best thing for my customer. Secondly, I don't care. I want the best for my customers when it comes to a strong identity for the brand. I don't really care if I'm a French brand manager, if the doctors in Slovakia are seeing exactly the same content as me. It's not that important to me if I'm an affiliate. And the last one, obviously, they really don't care. So in terms of what the right question is for us, and that we have to ask from a global organization, speaking to affiliates, are we understanding what is in it for their customers? Not what is in it for global, because generally we don't necessarily matter if things aren't being developed or rolled out in the markets, but what is in it for those customers, and how do we get to that? Now, in terms of the real benefits, and I'm going to talk you through some of the things that we've done in our company and how we've managed to get some uptake in the markets and the things that we've learned and some of the mistakes we've made along the way. But one of the real benefits is this instant feedback loop. There's constant streams of meetings when you're at HQ, and I think the ideas and knowledge sharing is extremely important, and being able to feed that to affiliates on a regular basis is really important. Insights can also be fed to the affiliates about their own market. It's only important when you're talking about their customers, right? So that's very important for them. And the last thing is that insights drive more relevant content. At the beginning, we're pooling some of the research that we have from various different sources, but if we can have consistency and we can continually track that across markets, hopefully over time what you'd get is more and more relevant content being built, so your value as a global organization continues to improve. So I think the bottom line is that consistency only matters when it's also best practice. If you're delivering something at a global level, nobody is going to care in the markets. They may localize it, but they are going to produce their own things. And those things won't necessarily be consistent if they don't believe what you believe when it comes to content marketing. And all of those things talk about insight. So when it comes to insight, I've been doing a lot of reading on this. This is something that is massively important with our organization, really understanding what our customers want. And Facebook, this is actually from somebody that is a client partner at Facebook in financial services, but I think the point actually rings true. They say that marketers should spend 30% of their time on content, 20% of their time doing promotion, and the rest on measurement. And I think most marketers, especially when it comes to content across channels, don't spend as much time as they should on measurement. At least certainly at the beginning, we didn't. So it's really understanding, how can we actually build that into the process and get those insights on a regular basis to be able to deliver more value to people in the markets. So when it comes down to the right question here, I think these are the two most important things if we're going to get consistency across markets. Do our countries believe what I believe in content marketing? And am I providing content that is actually valuable to local customers? And it's actually a very difficult question to ask yourselves, because I think we've all seen several different global programs that have been rolled out with no uptake whatsoever in the affiliates. So that last one is really important, and you have to be a very harsh critic for yourself.